idiots. Nothing worse than sneezing on an open wound or a gusher hitting the face to appreciate the protection it afforded. One part of Brandy's recitation caught her attention. "Did you say 6 gunshots, mostly to the chest?" Brandy nodded. "It's a miracle he's still alive." Not for long, most likely. But perhaps he'd be one of the super lucky ones. "Have they started a transfusion yet?" she asked. "We will as soon as we figure out his blood type. We must have gotten some faulty test strips, because the darn things keep lighting up like a Christmas tree. We sent some to the lab. We don't have time to wait. Get him going on O-negative. The universal blood type." "We would if we had some," Brandy grumbled. "Apparently there's a massive shortage of it in the city." Not the most auspicious announcement. With how much blood he'd lost, and what he'd continue to lose, it would make her task of saving him darn near impossible. Challenge accepted. Fully suited, Maeve entered to find the patient already stripped, a sheet over his lower half, covering his groin and thighs. Nurse Abbott, a recently graduated young girl who always chirped, "Call me Ginny," gently sponged the chest to clean the area around the numerous oozing holes. The monitor hooked up to him showed his heart was ticking along steadily. The blood pressure cuff on his arm inflated, providing a reading of 100/65. A bit low, but not dangerously so. Surprising, given the blood he must have lost. Brandy wheeled a cart close by with the surgical tools Maeve would likely need. "Ready when you are." "Ditto," Ginny chirped, stepping back from the operating table. "Where's the anesthesiologist?" Maeve asked, noting the specialist missing from his post. "They're looking for one." Brandy sounded less than impressed as she said, "Freddie called in sick, again." "We have no one to put him under?" The query lifted Maeve's brows. "How am I supposed to operate?" No one had a reply. She eyed his torso and the holes. "I don't suppose the bullets went straight through?" "Nope, still inside." Brandy shook her head. Meaning Maeve would have to dig. No way he'd remain unconscious. "I can't operate on him. What if he wakes up partway through?" "He'll bleed out if you don't," Brandy pointed out. Even if the bleeding from the wounds appeared sluggish, they had to be cleaned and sewn shut. But only after she removed any debris inside. It would involve poking and possibly some slicing. Either would likely rouse him. If he thrashed while she wielded the scalpel on his flesh, she could seriously damage something. If she did nothing, he'd probably die. Rock, meet hard place. Rather than sigh, she took action. "Ginny, fetch me some lidocaine. Both the swab and injection." "Yes, doctor." The younger nurse ran. Maeve eyed the man. One of the wounds was shallow enough she could see the bullet. Easy to pluck. She grabbed some tweezers. "Brandy, keep an eye on him and let me know if he shows signs of waking. I'm going to start removing the foreign objects." The best she could do. If lucky, he'd remain unconscious. If not, then hopefully Ginny would return soon with the numbing agent. With a steady hand, she gripped the protruding missile and pulled it free, causing the blood dammed behind it to well and roll out. A good thing, as it would help clean the wound. She poured a cleaning solution to rinse it out. "Pressure," she ordered Brandy and moved on. Which one next? 5 holes in his upper body, with a 6th missile having grazed his ribs, leaving a deep furrow. She went after a slug wedged between the ribs, spotting it when she squirted a clear solution to dilute the blood. Amazing that it hadn't gone deeper. It clanged as she dropped it into a metal dish. The next had lodged into the muscle of his abdomen. Rock solid, she noticed. A male who kept in shape. As she wiggled the bullet from its tight hole, Brandy exclaimed, "Oh shit, he's awake!" Indeed. Eyes of pale gold were open. He was aware and watching. Like a deer caught in headlights, Maeve froze, scalpel poised over the sluggishly oozing hole.